Do you know what time it is?
Hello teenagers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Teen to Clock. And today, as we know, in this month we are talking about all things addiction. So recently I had a teenager, actually early teens, a 14-year-old, walk up to me and tell me she has a friend that is addicted to smoking, tobacco, vaping, all things e-cigarette. And the friend confided in her. She's not sure what to do. She knows it's wrong, but she doesn't know how to tell this friend. Why? Because she doesn't want the friend to not be able to confide in her. She wants to talk to a counselor. She wants to talk to an adult or something, but she's not quite sure how to go about it. And the way this friend started smoking was, first, it was a way of escape from the troubles that he was having at home, parents fighting and all the drama going on at home, not being showed enough love and attention. So he found comfort in these things, and now it's become an addiction. And through this, I don't know about you guys, if you guys have any friend that is in this place, or if you have a story that is similar to this one, or if this is your personal story, you found yourself in a place where you're addicted to something and not sure how to go out of it, or have a friend that is addicted to something and not sure how to come out of it. From a medical standpoint, I'm going to give you the dangers of addiction. As a nurse, I've seen people with all kinds of addictions, alcohol, drug, and literally all kinds of addictions. And I have seen the dangers of addictions. I have seen the dangers of what being addicted to something can put you in. And the truth about addiction is, it might start as fun. It might start as, I'm just doing this for fun. It might start as something like, oh, just because everyone is doing it, I'm going to do it. It might also start as a way of comfort, like this child being comforted or finding comfort in these things. But unfortunately, the devil doesn't think about that. The devil is just there waiting for you to just pick it up one time, and for him to keep reminding you or keep drawing you back to doing the same thing over and over again. And before you know it, your body becomes so accustomed to it that without it, you feel like you cannot live. And that's exactly what addiction is. You've taken these things to a point where your body has become so used to it that without it, you get into withdrawal. And withdrawal is so dangerous for so many things, for all sorts of addictions, especially when it comes to drugs and alcohol. Withdrawal is kind of like the peak of it. It's a very dangerous stage, which is where you need medical help. Why? Because a medical professional has to follow up with you, else it's going to be bad. And not just looking at it from a medical point. And even when I spoke to this girl, I'm looking at it not just from a medical standpoint, but also from a spiritual standpoint. I know that this is beyond this person's control, not because, or it's beyond your control if you're in the same place, not because you don't want to stop it, but because the enemy has swept in, the enemy has crept in like the deceptor that he is, and he's now using this addiction to control your life. He's now using this addiction, and it's so hard for you to turn away from it, because even your body he has made it in such a way that even your body has become accustomed to it, that you cannot live with it. You feel like you cannot live without it. But I want to tell you today that there are ways to get out of addiction, and it's none of the ways are easy ways, but there are ways to get out of addiction. Like, if you have a friend like this girl, find someone you can trust and talk to them. Find someone you can trust, maybe a counselor. If you think that the person's parents are not the best to talk to, find a counselor. Find someone that, or even in school, just find someone, some older adult that you think you can trust to hold this person accountable enough to talk to them. Another thing you can do is, you be a friend that you are also holding this friend accountable. You are checking on this friend, you're calling this friend, and making sure that this friend is not falling back, because this friend has confided in you and their willingness to be able to stop, but they're unable to do it. You're praying for this friend and encouraging them day by day and reminding them that they don't need to be on this thing. And most importantly, seek help. Seek medical help, seek counseling, praying, Why? Because these are the things that are going to help you out of it. You have to first decide that you want to stop this addiction, because the first thing first is making the decision to stop. Because if you do not make the decision to stop, it's impossible for you to stop. Deciding to stop and seeking help and asking God to help you walk away from it, those are the three key things. Because on your own, you cannot do it. On your own, you cannot walk away from any addiction. It's impossible for you to walk away from any addiction without the help of God. It's impossible for you to walk away from any addiction without you yourself choosing and deciding and intentionally deciding that I'm going to walk away from this thing. I don't want this thing to control my life anymore. That's how you do it. But very importantly, you have to pray for the devil, for the strongholds of the enemy to let loose of you, because the truth is, addictions are not just a medical struggle. Addictions are spiritual struggles. And even as a medical professional, as much as I see there are drugs that will help a person out of addiction, it comes with that willingness and that intentionality and the strength for that person to actually choose to walk away from it. And it takes God to do that for you. God gives you that strength. God gives you that ability to say, I'm going to do this. It's worth it. I'm going to choose to walk away from addiction. So just in case you are trying to walk away from an addiction and you've not known how to do it, seek help. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. If you think your parents are going to pound on you, find someone you can trust and talk to. You can come to any members or any of the teachers in the teens church, and we're going to help guide you through it. Find a friend that can hold you accountable and pray with you. A friend that will check on you day by day and make sure that you have not smoked or you've not done that thing you're trying to walk away from that particular day. Or if you feel like you have the urge to do it, text someone and be like, hey, this is happening right now. So they can encourage you and remind you of why you don't need to be on this thing. So I pray for you guys today that the enemy is going to break loose and God is going to give you the strength to walk away from every addiction that you're fighting. Until next time, have a blessed week.
Do you know what time it is?